Welcome to today's TuneUp challenge, where I take songwriting and break it down into a simple practice so you can realize how fun and easy songwriting can be. AI, it's a buzzword today. There's a lot of opinions surrounding AI and its implementation and use in songwriting. The question that I'm interested in is, can AI be helpful in the process of songwriting? Today I'm going to explore Bandlabs SongStarter AI tool. But I'm going to add a spin to it. I don't want everything just handed to me on a plate, so we're going to explore this tool and impose some limitations that are going to push our own original ideas out. We are going to head to Bandlab and press on these 4 dots on the top left. We're going to select SongStarter, and this is going to give us some options. I am going to select a genre that I'm interested in, like acoustic pop, and press Get Started. So this is going to generate 16 bars on multiple tracks. Okay, that's option number 1. I'm going to go ahead and review the other options and then select only one option to work with. Okay, honestly, I'm not crazy about any of those. But my mission is to write 16 bars, so I'm going to select the one that I found to be the most interesting, which was number 2. Now I'm going to open it up in the Edit Studio inside Bandlab by pressing the Edit in Studio. So this is the AI-generated song I got. Notice it has 4 tracks. We have a melody, chords, bass, drums. I want to challenge myself to work with just one element in it. And that is the limitation of this TuneUp challenge. It's no fun in songwriting if everything is just handed to you on a plate like this. Yes, it is limited to about 16 bars, but I want to challenge myself as a songwriter and keep my own skills sharp enough that I'm just going to work with one element here. So I'm going to take a moment, I'm going to listen to each track, and I'm going to narrow it down to only one element from this song that I would like to work with. I am going to choose to work with the given chord progression. So I'm simply going to delete the other tracks. I'm going to listen to it a few times now and see what I hear. The next thing I want to do is I want to make another track that is my response to the chords that I've been given. One thing I want to add is note the time signature and the key signature. E flat minor for me is not quite the easiest key for me to think in, especially in terms of the keyboard. So I'm actually just going to move this down a half step to E minor. It's easier for me to think there. I also know that I can vocalize there. As I'm listening to this, I want to open these chords in the editor view, and I think that it's going to help me out if I can first map out the chords that I've been given. So I'm going to find out what chords I have in my progression. So as I'm working, I like to have a sheet of paper next to me, and I'm mapping out the chords. First start with E minor, that's our signature. I've mapped out all the chords that are in the key of E minor. And now I've actually gone into the song and seen the chords that they have given me, spelling them out so I can now see the structure of the measures that I have, and making one adaptation here with the final chord. I just think this one sounds better. My chord progression adapted just on the last chord now sounds like this. I'm going to shift gears and I am going to construct my next track. So after listening a few times, I've decided I want to add some sort of drums. I, for one, am not a drummer. I find the loops and the drum machine where I can make my own beats really, really helpful. So I've gone ahead and found a pack, Lo-Fi Drums and Percussion, listening through some of this stuff, and I'm going to drag some in. Now I noticed that this is at 80 beats per minute. So I went ahead and changed my track to 80 beats per minute. It's just going to slow everything down and make it more vibey, and this will fit. Now that's not a bad starting point. I'm going to work with this, expand it, see if I need to trim some away or add a little something else. I decided to try to find a pad, like a keypad, and I found one that I like that works. Except now I'm going to go ahead and change that last chord one more time. I've mapped out the notes. It's playing over a G chord, so I'm going to change this chord to a G. Here's where I've put in the string pad that I found. It didn't fit so well at the beginning of the phrase, so I decided I could use it as a building element halfway through. I'll just call this section A, the 16 bars A, so that it starts more sparse and then it has some build to it. So as I'm a singer and a vocalist first and foremost, I want to try to see if I can build a top line vocal over this. So I'm just gonna sing through it and probably make some mistakes, and that's okay, but I'm just gonna see what kind of comes out, what melody is inspired and what comes out here. So here we go. So I'm just going to keep ad-libbing a few times until I hone in on something that I really like. Ooh, oh, da 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 da. Da 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 da. I have mapped out a vocal part. I don't have lyrics yet, but I've started to feel out rhythmically and melodically where I want a vocal line to go. So I'm now just going to have a little fun, maybe throw a little reverb on the voice, and balance where the chords and the violin part are, and see what I end up with. Today's TuneUp video challenge, SongStarter. So here are some of my thoughts on this challenge. Number 1, be quick about picking which track you work from. It's not really so important. It's just a springboard into something. So for this instance, I would have never chosen chords like this. It's not my style. But it forced me into a new melodic direction. I also just had fun picking a more lo-fi hip-hop drum beat. It fit fairly well, and most importantly, it gave me a vibe to think with my voice and think about lyrically and melodically where I want the song to go. So these are starters that launch you into a song. Our goal here is not to make a perfect demo. It's to get the energy and vibe down that we want. So the next step for me that I will work on this week with this challenge is coming up with some fitting lyrics and then putting it over this track. I look forward to hearing your song starter creation inside the Tuneagers Club.